What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching a DC edition of the Ragin Nation Show. This is just a web series where we're talking about the DC Cinematic Universe. This is episode number 13, and what we're going to talk about in this episode is Green Lantern. And I'm not talking about Green Lantern as in Hal Jordan, played by Ryan Reynolds. I'm talking about John Stewart, the John Stewart version of the Green Lantern, which is this Green Lantern that we're going to be seeing in the future. And the earliest we're probably going to be seeing him is in 2017, actually November 17, 2017, to be specific, in Justice League Part 1. Possibly. It's not confirmed now. Now, the reason why I'm talking about Green Lantern so early is because actually it's not that early. It's 2015 now. 2017 is 2 years away from now, but there's no confirmation that we're actually going to see Green Lantern in Justice League Part 1. Maybe we'll see him in Justice League Part 2, which actually comes out in, let's see, Justice League Part 2. That would be 2019. June 14th of 2019. So that's 2 years after Justice League Part 1. So if we don't see Green Lantern by then, like an appearance of the Green Lantern character, you know, the John Stewart version, then we're most definitely going to see Green Lantern appear by 2020, okay, in June 19th of 2020, because that is when the solo Green Lantern film comes out. Alright, now the reason why we're talking about Green Lantern right now is because there's been a little bit of like news rumblings around the internet. There always is when it comes to big movies like this. And, well, the first little bit of news is that I'm sure you guys already know this, and that is Idris Elba actually wants to leave Marvel so that he can play the John Stewart version of Green Lantern. I'm not sure if you guys already know this, but this has been around for a little bit. But the reason why he can't play Green Lantern is because he has a contract with Marvel. Now, if he played both Green Lantern and Heimdall in Thor, in the Thor franchise, then it would be a conflict of interest, considering that Marvel Studios and Warner Brothers are competing studios, alright? So that wouldn't work out. So the contract forbids him from playing John Stewart, alright? So he's going to stick around until Thor 3, Thor Ragnarok, and then his contract with Marvel will be over. Now, the thing is that Thor Ragnarok comes out in 2017. So if Green Lantern comes out in 2017 also, I mean, is to make an appearance in 2017, there definitely would not be any time for him to make that movie. Alright, unless it's just done really quickly, where he finishes his Marvel contract and then he quickly jumps right into playing John Stewart for Justice League Part 1 for 2017. Who knows if that's really going to happen, but most likely not, okay? So we're going to get into that a little later. Now, another thing that you got to know about the Green Lantern appearance in Justice League, as well as the Green Lantern films, is that Zack Snyder is going to be serving as a producer. Alright, he's kind of like the godfather of the DC Cinematic Universe since Man of Steel. Okay, he's been overlooking all the productions. Even if he's not a director, he is at least a producer. So he's kind of like the Kevin Feige of the DC Cinematic Universe. Okay. And what Zack Snyder wants, even though he most likely won't be directing Green Lantern, but he is at least directing the Justice League films, is that what he wants is that he wants an older Green Lantern. We're talking about 40s to 55s, okay? From 40 to 55 years of age. That's how old he wants his Green Lantern to be, okay? It seems like this is an ongoing thing for his version of the DC Cinematic Universe, because he wants his Batman to be older. He wants his universe to be a more mature version of the Justice League characters, as opposed to, you know, having actors like Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth, who are really young guys. You know what I'm saying? He wants a more mature look for the Justice League. So he wants someone in his 40s to 55s, or at least someone that looks that age, okay? Now this is here comes the juicy part, okay? Tyrese Gibson is lobbying to play Green Lantern. This doesn't officially mean that he's going to be playing Green Lantern, but here's what I think happened, okay? A couple of his fans, and he's got a lot of them, okay? A couple of his fans made some fan art where they photoshopped his face or his head onto a Green Lantern poster, most likely the Ryan Reynolds version. And then they started making other mock-ups of Tyrese as Green Lantern playing the Jon Stewart roles. And then I think that it caught his interest because Tyrese Gibson is up for any major role, okay? He of course starred in a lot of really big franchises. I'm talking about Transformers, of course the Fast and Furious franchise. He was also in Death Race and a couple of other smaller movies, but most importantly, he's been in two big franchises, and that is Fast and Furious franchise and also the Transformers franchise, alright? And he really wanted to be in Transformers Age of Extinction, and he knows that by being in Green Lantern will add a really big, another notch on his belt in being in a big budget production. Now, I'll be completely honest. I don't believe that Tyrese Gibson knows a whole lot about the source material. I know that he is a true Transformers G1 fan, but I don't know how much of a fan he is of the DC universe, DC comic books. Okay, I don't know if he read any of the comics. Something tells me that he just wants to be Green Lantern mainly because it's a big budget production. Okay, and not only is that a big budget production, but a big budget production that's part of a huge franchise. Okay, I'm talking about the DC Cinematic Universe. Okay, by being a part of this, he can say that I was in a movie that is a big blockbuster. Okay, and you know what? He could probably play the part, but here's my issue with Tyrese playing Jon Stewart. Okay, first of all, I would rather have Idris Elba play Jon Stewart because he's a great actor, and I personally believe that he looks the part. Okay, as for Tyrese playing Jon Stewart, first of all, for someone to play a comic book character in the comic book character movie, it's got to be either one of two things, and that is he either has to be a fan of the source material or he has to look the part if he's not a fan of the source material. Okay. Tyrese Gibson is neither, okay? He neither looks the part or is he a fan of the source material. At least I don't believe he is. And not only that, alright, he's not that great of an actor, okay? A lot of the movies that he's played himself. Or at least he's played a version of the same character in every other movie. He acts the same way in every other movie. Watch Death Race. Watch the Fast and Furious movies. Where he's playing Ronin, and also watch him in the Transformers films. He's literally playing the same character again and again and again in every single movie. He's playing Tyrese. Okay, it's kind of like pre-Ali Will Smith. Okay, before Ali, Will Smith played the same character over and over and over again, which is himself. Tyrese, he does the same kind of thing, and I don't think that's the right. I guess character, or at least the right mannerisms and characteristic traits, or the personality of Jon Stewart. I think Idris Elba at least looks the part. He's also a very good actor, so that's 2 out of 3. Okay, so he doesn't have to be the source material, but at least he looks the part, and he also is a great actor. Tyrese Gibson doesn't look the part. Tyrese Gibson is not a fan of the source material, and Tyrese Gibson is he's a mediocre actor at best. I am a huge fan of his work. I like his music, and I like the movies that he's been in. But if you're talking about comparing between the two, Idris Elba is the better choice. Unfortunately, he has a contract with Marvel, which prevents him from being a part of that. But Tyrese Gibson only is lobbying for this part only after he started entertaining the idea which a bunch of fans presented to him. I don't think that he originally wanted to do this unless he saw that fan art that was made by the fans of his. Alright, so there you have it. That's all I gotta say in this video. I don't think that Tyrese Gibson is the best choice, but you know what? He's an evolving a talent. He's an evolving actor. Alright, so who knows, maybe good things can happen. But you know what? It is possible that the first appearance of Green Lantern could be in Justice League Part 1, which is 2017, and that's why this is being talked about so early. Okay? You know, the solo Green Lantern film is going to come out in 2020, but the Justice, or rather the films in the DC Cinematic Universe are so tightly connected that the producers need to start mapping out the story so that they're all very connected, okay? As well as the fact that some of these characters could possibly appear in each other's films, alright? So, it's quite possible that maybe Green Lantern could make a brief appearance in a Flash film, or a Wonder Woman film, or in, you know, a Cyborg film. Who knows? Alright? All these characters did cross over at one point in time in the comics, so it is possible. Anyways, that's all I gotta say in this video. As always, if you have any thoughts about anything that I had to say about this video, or in this video, let me know in the comment section below. How do you feel about Tyrese playing John Stewart for the next Green Lantern? And who would you pick if not Tyrese and Idris Elba? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, @RaginNation. My name's Alex Yu. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. Stroke is going to be in the movie, but he's a hired assassin who's competing against the Suicide Squad. Okay? Now that's going to be pretty interesting.